there. That sounds like a technical problem.
Yep, I'm gonna listen in, and then we'll go from there. But you can hear me.
Why are you talk to St. Pete?
There we go. All right, we are set now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try this again. Welcome to Game 2, as we see IFHE coming to this game with the Shokaku, North Carolina, double Amalfi, Chapayev, double Kiev. I feel like I've said that before. Oh yeah, I did.
All right, Jedi spawning from the south in red, bringing a Lexington, a bit of a carrier change for them, sticking with Frosty Beverages Vanguard, fronting things once again with Furious Baltimore and DQuags' Cleveland, moving Inflamed into the Charles Martel and Tarkin into the Otago, and Rubber Band staying in the Lo Yang.
Yep, Charles Martel already got whacked a little bit, but I like the idea of a Charles. It's somewhat similar to a Bayard in terms of its speed. It's got that spaced armor, and it does have main battery reload booster.
Indeed. Well. Both teams picking up their little off cap now. Everyone jockeying for position over here at A. Tarkin's Otago going wide as Rubber Band's Lo Yang kind of working up here, looking like he might dive the cap. We'll see. The Baltimore probably a little farther astern of him than he could wish. Frosty Beverages Vanguard also on this flank. From the north, the Kievs doing their little smoke Chapayev trick.
Yep.
So we'll see if that plays out for them. Narco much closer in this time. Last time we played Warriors Path in the semifinals, he kind of made a mistake over here on the 2 line, getting off very early. He's much closer into the cap now.
Yeah, well, and he's also much more protected by backing into that position right there. He didn't use his smoke on the Chapayev and get stuck out as well. So he's got the smoke available, and he also has the W key available. So much safer there. But look at Seal 9. Seal 9 is almost making the exact same turn that Narco made in that game you're referencing.
He is, but this time he's got help because there is a ship on the inner track. That's Narco himself. And then someone farther out. The Lo Yang going to have to hit the brakes here. Going to go ahead and smoke to dodge some of these torpedoes as he continues to push up for the A-cap. There's the radar. The Yang's going to have really good position. He's actually, it feels like a little bit of a wasted radar from the Chapayev because he's not going to, Narco's going to have no shots and Seal's going to have no shots. In fact, no one's going to have shots except the carrier who's going to bring in the torpedoes and narrowly miss. Narrowly miss.
Wow. But if he goes any farther.
Brilliantly done. No, the islands will catch all of those. He's fine. Jedi making a hard play here for the early A-cap. Looks like they're going to bag it, and then it's a question of whether or not they can hold it.
That's right.
Now, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Lo Yang at this point has this Hydro up and available, which basically means this cap is a no-fun zone for the green team. So while that's going on, take a look at over on East. We've got the Cleveland Charles Martel fixing to make a push against 2 kiting away Amalfis.
Yeah, it feels like maybe it's a little, maybe they're just swinging out here fishing. It feels like it might be a little too early for this. I think some of what we're seeing here is a bit of an acknowledgement of what we've seen IFHE do on this map in previous games, right? Where they've aggressively, like 2 games we have cast, either on different days of the tournament, we've watched IFHE aggressively push down the 8 line with the carrier in close support and make this work. And I think what they're trying to do is perhaps kind of just get over here in advance and deny that kind of potential.
Which is interesting. That there's a bit of a risk when you do that play, when you position where they are on the 9 line, because they get out of the ability to come back into the middle. If IFHE were to do some sort of major play down the middle, they're unable to support for quite some time. So that's going to leave them a little isolated for a bit.
Yeah, the Martel can push his, get somewhere quick button, but the Cleveland definitely cannot. And Cleveland not exactly known for her speed.
Right.
For the moment, the action remains at A as Frosty Beverages has soaked up about 30,000 damage worth of incoming fire.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't really gotten much out of his main battery in return. Mr. Sox, North Carolina, is still very healthy. The opposing Chapayev, that's Buck, still alive. So at the moment, it feels like he pushed up. Took a bunch of damage, didn't really get much out of it.
Seal, but he's still alive, and that's, of course, important.
Furia turning out, caught here by Mr. Sox, North Carolina. Oh, he gets very lucky. He gets very, very lucky.
Yep. Speaking of luck,
Oh,
torpedoes on Rubber Band Man.
Oh, the Lo Yang took a torp. He took a Kiev torp in the cap.
Oh, yep. Yep.
That's catastrophic. That's HP he won't get back. The
That's what
plane's
happens,
continuing to keep him lit. They can't afford to lose him.
Hydro works for so long, but after that, it's all over. You still got
fighters keeping him lit, down to 1,000, down to 160 HP. You know they're going to keep fishing for him. It's only a matter of time till they land a shell. They haven't hit him yet. He's still alive. As Tarkin's going into the cap, I think. Not sure.
He's shooting me instead of my friend.
Process here, I guess, maybe shoot here. I don't know. They don't have any eyes on anybody on this flank but the Chapayev. They desperately need the Lexington spotting to get them something to shoot at. At the moment, they don't have it. They can see the North Carolina now, who's putting a salvo down on Tarkin's Atago as he runs out of the cap. But they really need to try to pick up one of the Kievs. Rubber Band Man cannot get spotted again for any reason. And the planes, they're going to hunt him. Yeah.
Smoking up for his teammate, so that's good. I'm surprised
Other than Rubber Band, they're fairly healthy as a team.
I'm surprised that Tarkin didn't luck chuck Torps with his Atago as he was coming through A. I mean, you don't know where anybody is, but hey, you're probably not going to use them for the next couple minutes, so why not?
As they get reorganized at Azath, take a peek back on the other side of the map. Look at the 7 and the 10 line.
Yeah.
And look at what's happened to Creamy Pie. Creamy Pie is moving down the 10 line in smoke, but he's quite beat up. Looked like the Martel probably got some good AP salvos into him with the reload booster at some point. As the other Amalfi creeping through the islands, D-Quag's Cleveland kind of holding the pivot position in between both ships.
I like the positioning of the Cleveland. We often see radar cruisers sit right there so they can try to trap an opponent as they come down around that spot.
Indeed. What I'm wondering is if they know that Jared is there. I don't think that they do yet. He certainly isn't spotted at the moment. I think right now they're so focused on getting getting the kill on Creamy that they're not really thinking about where the other Amalfi might be.
Right. Or they're aware of it, but they just don't care right now because they want that kill. Which I don't blame them. This is a high-value target to get off. Frosty Beverages.
Go ahead.
Getting hit again at A now. He's once again the farm target.
Indeed, as IFHE has pushed Seal into the cap, they do finally bag A. That'll allow them to start to close the gap. They trail by about 160 points here. 8.5 minutes gone. Creamy Pie continuing to get low, stay low. He's on 6,000 HP. While it feels almost like a waste, but there's a part of me that wonders if it's not worth a carrier strike to go finish him off. They know Jared's Amalfi is there now. Oh, he gets a big hit on Inflames Martel.
Yeah, yep. And here comes the torpedo bombers as well to follow up on
Indeed.
that. With the other
Here comes more AP.
Yep.
That salvo not as impactful. Martel gonna have to do some fancy dancing. Gonna take at least one torpedo amidships. Trying to get his guns around, it looks like. As the Cleveland starts chewing up Jared. Yep, Inflamed getting his guns around now.
And here we go. We have the Jedi carry, the Lexington, bringing his bombers in to try to support his teammate as Pikachu's coming in with his bombers too. So, new air war developing.
Indeed, it feels like this might be a little too late. Big hits from the Amalfi SAP on D-Quags. This double Amalfi has just Jared's single position. Oh, they get the Kiev Zaf.
I see that.
Over at A, that's a big play.
Baltimore Tago punch.
Indeed. Shokako AP bomb's going out Inflamed. Let's see if he can get him off the board.
They actually hit him.
He does.
There it is.
He does. He gets the Citadel. But on the other flank, Jedi is picking up the A cap once again on the strength of the kill against SEAL team.
Chapayev goes down though, 8-point buck.
Oh, they get
down
the
by the Atago.
Tarkin doing brilliant work with the Atago guns up here at close range in the cap.
Yeah, now take a look at Furia. 9k health. He's burning. And Baltimore does not have a heal.
He does not. He needs to get up here and grab some cover as best he can. He's popping his radar now. I think just for fishing. They don't know where the other Kiev is. They just know he's over. They're looking for him. As the Cleveland goes down, that's D-Quags way over here on the 9 line.
Which means, take a look, the Lexington is exposed to Amalfis. It's almost like a flashback.
He is. At the same time, he has the tools to do something about this, but he's going to have to get his rudder around and start moving. These Amalfis are going to start chewing him up. See? There's a good rocket strike on Jared. Took half of his HP away. He's coming back with the torps for the killing blow.
Pikachu about to discover the Lo Yang there, forced to make smoke.
Yep. Jedi still has a cap lead. They are tied on ships. They got a 160-point lead. There's plenty of time on the clock. A couple of kills will absolutely seal this deal, but it's going to be up to Aetius, I think, because the two most likely kills are these two Amalfis on the 6 and the 9 line.
And we just watched that kill on the Cleveland. Looked like Cleveland took a torpedo. Not sure if it was a carrier torpedo or one of the Amalfi torpedoes. And then the follow-up salvo was an AP broadside into the Cleveland.
Here we go. Aetius coming back with the HE bombs. This is what's probably going to be able to finish off Jared. It's not going to happen in time unless they get some of these cross-board resets coming in, which don't work. Jared does pick up the C cap. Still, Jedi wins in 90 seconds. Up over 900 points now. This Amalfi kill would go a long way to would put them on a cusp of victory. Can they get it? They do.
Wow, there it goes.
Aetius HE bombs puts his team within seconds of victory.
Yeah, but the Lo Yang is being hunted by the carrier now. AP bombers, not what's most efficient against the Lo Yang, but he's low on health.
He only needs an overpen to land. And he gets it. Wow, he gets it for the time extension.
Wow, we were just watching the Amalfi get bombed, so now we're gonna have to watch that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot. But once again, Jedi still in the pole position, under 90 seconds from a win. They're pulling back off the A cap, getting pushed by the North Carolina. They know they can't survive out there, but I don't think they're going to be able to get. Well, actually, Narco's going to be able to get onto the A cap in time, and when that happens, that's going to stop their points gains. That could be huge.
It absolutely can, because now you're not winning in 57 seconds. Now you're not winning at all.
Now you're not winning at all. Yeah, they're going to stop their points gains at about 965 or so. There, 963. So right now, we're 90 seconds now from an IFHE win because Jedi, despite their control of the map up to this point, no longer controls any of the caps. And if they lose the Vanguard Zap, this is going to go south in an extreme hurry because here comes the North Carolina salvo.
That's right. And
still doesn't get it.
Doesn't get it, but does some big damage.
Big torpedo salvo on Mr. Sock, but it feels like they're shooting at the wrong thing. 30 seconds now from an IFHE win.
Yeah.
Aetius needs to go after the Amalfi. The Atago's trying to get onto the C cap, but even it won't be enough. It won't be enough, Zaf.
No, 20 seconds to go until loss or victory, depending on which team you're rooting for.
Goodness gracious. Well, this is coming literally down to the wire. Frosty's still alive on 2,000 HP. There he goes. That's the game.
Oh.
There it was.
Wow.
IFHE playing from behind most of the game, scrambles their way to a win. They finally pull it all together. What a game.
Yeah, that's so much carnage, I'll tell you. The camera crew was trying to bring all that action that we were missing, but while we were watching that action that we missed, we're missing more action because there's just so much going on.
Yeah. Yep. Yikes, Zath. Yikes. Well, they're down 2 games to zip after. I mean, Jedi played incredibly well that game, Zath. There's a part of me that kind of legit feels bad for them that they lost, and I think some of that, and we talked about the Vanguard, I'm gonna pick on that a little bit. To me, Zaf, that feels like so far it's been the wrong battleship choice.
For the way that they're using it, I agree with you. I think they'd be much better served with going with the Vladivostok or North Carolina or an Alabama than what they're doing here.
I love the idea of a Bama or a Vlad. Go ahead.
Key has been banned, so I mean, you can't take that, but you know, even a Magi is still a possibility. But but it doesn't have the staying power. So yeah, Vlad or North Carolina or Alabama, in my opinion.
Indeed. All right, well, let's throw it back to the studio. See what Boggsy and Cal have to say.